Greetings. My name is Siobhan. Today is August the 13th. Pretty much the end of the Lion's Gate as we move through it, or enter a new chapter of our ascension process. So basically, if you haven't felt it or noticed it yet, which I think many of us have, because it's been so intense you really can't go through this without feeling it. Everyone's feeling it. Everyone's feeling the energetic changes. And this is actually a big shift, monumental for humanity. So we should be proud of ourselves. So basically, if you can tell, it's been a huge purging for humanity. Many things are coming to the light. I don't watch the news much. That is my choice not to. However, even without watching it, you still get a general idea of what's going on for the world. You know, you receive it through energetic means and also from family members or those around you. And if something's super important, you know, I'm always receiving the guidance when to watch the news or to cut on something or see it on Facebook if I absolutely need to see it. So many things coming to the light. One of the messages we've been having come up extremely strongly lately with this purging of energy is the awareness to understand that as a healer, as a light, as a gatekeeper, as a light worker, it is so important to continue on your own healing process. There's so many layers to it. Even once you start healing, especially depending on your role or your mission, and if you're even in twin flame unions, or even if you belong to a soul tribe, such as a bird or animal tribe. And even bringing these tribes together can be possibly more difficult than a twin flame relationship. So far from my experience. But it's so important to continue to heal. So last week I received messages from Archangel Metatron and the Blue Avians, both on the same subject, and it is the need for light workers and healers to be clear vessels themselves, to remove not only dense energy, but entities from their vessels before doing healing, messages, activations, and especially Kundalini activations. Now, I would venture to say that the majority of us that don't actually have entities removed are unaware that we need to. Not much is understood, or it's not a wide accepted, explained, or understood concept yet. But I think that the more of us are becoming aware of it, the more we have the ability and the information to provide to other people and other friends and other healers. I've said this multiple times. If you have a human body, which more than likely if you're listening to me on this video, you do, you have entities in your body. It's actually not abnormal. It's nothing to even be fearful about. We've had them since we were children, and our children has them. And there is a way to clear them. That is the message that's really coming through. There is a way to clear them. We can remove these entities from our bodies. I've even heard messages even from those that are not acting as healers or not awakened to their healing, or healing is not even their primary objective. Like even people such as David Wilcock, Corey Good, Emery Smith, a few other people are even, of course, aware that there are entities inhabiting the bodies with us as humans. And the message they receive is that they wouldn't want, like some of the higher dimensional beings have told them, it is not wise to remove them all at once, because humanity as a whole are in different places, different stages, and no matter what it is, no matter what type of energy or entity it is serving a purpose. Doesn't mean it still needs to serve that purpose. It doesn't mean the lesson has not been learned. But in order for any interaction, there has to be a reason why that interaction took place. There had to be a reason why it was attracted or why it was allowed. Because the higher self and the oversouls are very much aware of these situations. Usually, when entities enter the vessel, enter the body, is because a trauma was caused. And during that trauma, usually as children, even teenagers, and there are some people, of course, there's people that go through traumas even now as adults. These traumas create a tear in the auric field, and it like leaks light energy, and the entities that are nearby see it, and so they enter, and it creates almost like an unhealthy relationship, because actually when you call them forward and dialogue with them before you assist them in returning to the light, they often feel that they are helping in some way. And one example that I will use for some understanding, and this is actually pretty prominent in many of the females. Many of us, including myself, have had entities in our throat chakras. And it has to do with the culture, even the culture of diminishing women, diminishing their voice, especially as children. Especially if you have a strong male figure in the home that is over-dominating. They will often, and this can happen with their mothers too, where they will, basically chastise the children or make them feel diminished, smaller, like they can't speak up or speak their truth. And when it causes a trauma, usually an entity will enter. And a lot of times the entities say they're actually helping them, basically quiet them, and so they don't get in trouble and things like that. So there is a unhealed relationship is how I look at it. And you often actually find that even in relationships, this unhealed dynamic, even in karmic relationships, where the people involved, oftentimes they really think like that's the only way they know how to love. So the only thing I can describe it as is it's an unhealed state. It's an unhealed perspective. Oftentimes they really think that they're helping you or serving a purpose. They usually apologize and are very thankful that someone is assisting them in returning to the light. Some of them are afraid. Some of them think that they won't be forgiven by God and different things like that, because that's what we teach in a culture of religion and things like that. So plainly, if you are receiving, or before you receive a healing, it is wise to start this dialogue and ask your healer or the person that you're interacting with, how much do you know about entities? Are you aware of negative, lower vibrational entities? Have you received confirmation that you are free of entities, or that entities have been removed? Because there's a difference between, well, do you think you're free of entities? They might say yes, but have you received confirmation? Have you had entities removed from your body? Because guaranteed they have them. So either they've had them removed or they have not. And even after I remove entities, it's still the individual's responsibility. We still maintain contact, provide tips and teachings and things like that on how to maintain your vibration, but it's up to you to maintain your vibration. That's what this is about. That's what Ascension is about. Learning how to master yourself, master your emotions, master your vibration. This is called self-mastery. Even us angelics that are here, starseeds that are here, the volunteers that are here that becoming aware. Yes, as we become aware and heal ourselves and clear ourselves, yes, this does raise the vibration of the planet. However, we are here to assist humanity. We are not here to do it for them. So it's going to take more than just us waking up. A lot of, it's been ingrained and passed down in the teachings, waiting on a savior, someone's going to do it for you. That it's never been that way. There's never been a savior. You are to master yourself. We're here to be examples. So that's why we are born not knowing, not remembering. Because if we remembered and knew who we are, it's going to be kind of hard to teach you, because we remember everything. So plainly, we just agreed we'll forget. And basically, we have to go through the process. And so the process is a model. There is no right or wrong way. There's better there's worse, there's different degrees of things that, can help you or assist you better. There's higher timelines, there's your highest potential. There's a lot more room for growth. There's a lot more potential out there that we have not tapped into. So that's what we're doing. That's what this process is all about. It's about walking it out. It's about doing it. And it's about assisting each other. But the key thing is to demonstrate by example, teach those that are willing and wanting how to build a stronger connection to their own higher self, how to use discernment. Discernment is so needed, especially if you have not cleared yourself of lower vibrational entities. That's one of the best things that lower vibrational entities teach you is discernment. Can you tell the difference between hearing from the light ones, your spirit guides, angelics, your higher self and your oversoul, versus the dark ones? I mean, it literally, you can imagine the two on your shoulders. It's all energy. And so, one of the things that I was reading, I'm going to post this later, but I was reviewing The Law of One Material by the Raw Collective. And even the process of healing, the process of unity is about healing, reintegrating, transmuting the dark energy, because the darkness is only a temporary illusion of separation. It's a temporary illusion of separation. They do not believe that connection with source is there. And there's many of us that don't as well. So don't think it's just the dark ones. There are many of us that believe these teachings that we're, disconnected from God. We don't hear God. I prefer to say mother, father, source energy. You have to do all these things to reconnect with God and be good and go to heaven. These are in the teachings that you're separated when you're not. That you have to go through some other person to hear his message when you don't. All you have to do is reconnect and remember that source is energy and energy is you. The only difference is that you forgot. We forgot. We went through a bell of amnesia, but it's all for our good in awakening and choosing light, choosing to be light, to be love, to experience the creator within us, to bring that out, bring that forth and let that shine, to experience it in this experience dimension, this lifetime. You can choose to experience that. You can choose to be that. You can choose to radiate that. So plainly, please, 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 as many as possible, like every person that gets their vessel cleared of entities, when you clear an entity, whatever energy they were feeding, draining, living off of you is returned to you. Your light is restored to you. They're returned to source. And your energy, even as we individualize, we kind of fractal. So as you heal these fractals, anytime you experience the trauma, you fractal, you splinter. And a lot of times that fractal will tend to go with that other person. It's a little more complex than what I'm saying. But as you heal that, even that forgiveness for that person that hurt you, it's like that energy heals you, returns that fractal to you. If you have a piece of them, it returns it to them. So everyone's receiving their light back and becoming whole, whole, whole. And that's the process of ascension, is raising your vibration and restoring your light and your energy to its source, to you, to God. So many of the concepts we try to understand here in this dimension are much more complex in the higher dimensions. They give us the explanations that we're able to hopefully understand and explain it as many times. They're so patient. We love them. And they remember for us. That's why it's so important to unite with your spirit guides, with your higher self, with your oversoul. They knew, we knew before coming we weren't going to remember, but we knew that they were available for us and would always be available for us. So I didn't want to make this too long. So actually, let's move forward. So for the energy moving forward, I did another Toltec Oracle reading, which I only do these, I guess you could say, for special occasions, because the last one I did was actually June the 18th in preparation for the summer solstice. Now, as I said, I started reading the raw material again. According to the raw material and, some of the memories I'm starting to get back and things like that, and some of the information I've come across, even after the fall of Atlantis, there was a group of us that went to Egypt. I was told it was 3 places. In the raw material, they only speak of the ones that went to Egypt and the ones that went to South America. But I was also told there was a group that went to Tibet. So a lot of people remember going to Egypt. I actually have memories of going to South America. So as those come forth and reintegrate, I'll share them in the future. But I believe that's why I'm drawn to the Toltec Oracle and some of the Mayan culture and things like that. So that's the reading I'll be doing today. However, I like to, because I'm very connected with the dragons, so I always pull evoke dragons to see who wants to assist us with the current situation, you know, what's going on, the energy that's present, because they're guides as well. They're part of us. So I love to call on dragons and communicate with them. They're so loving, so beautiful. Even last week, let me see, I'm going to tell the story while I'm looking for the meaning of this one. However, last week I had the opportunity to help guide a misguided dragon back to the light. So just like humans, dragons can be tricked as well. It's only a few that I'm aware of, not very many, because dragons are very strong, and many of the dark ones and reptilians are afraid of dragons. However, this is not the first dragon I've come across. This would be the second one that had chosen darkness for whatever reason, however it happened. And I'm not sure how long ago this happened. However, so there's a dragon that I needed to transmute and send to the light. And it was afraid. It wasn't sure if it should go. You know, I talked to it and told it to imagine itself turning to the light, just like I do any other entity. And as I was helping, assisting, and you know, there are other archangels present assisting this dragon in returning to the light, actually seeing the joy and the happiness, and it began to smile. Just that light and the remembrance of love and joy returning to that dragon. It was so, so happy and so thankful. And I have to share the message from Archangel Metatron because it was actually pretty funny, you know, because it was such a touching moment. I actually kind of started crying a little bit. Don't laugh at me. But it's so beautiful to assist any type of energy in returning to the light, because they are so appreciative, because they just forgot that they are light, that they are from the light. And Archangel Metatron's kind of like, yeah, but that dragon's caused a lot of damage. And it's like, he's like, but I am happy to see it return to the light. So that's the purpose, and that's the point of it all, to return and restore our magnificence. So the first dragon that's going to assist us in moving forward in these current energies is the golden orange dragon. So this dragon expands your light for ascension. So of course this is going to help us in our ascension process. Be a peaceful warrior. Beautiful message. Be a peaceful warrior. Help those in need and remember your magnificence. Fifth dimensional golden orange dragons are part of Archangel Metatron's ascension team. Thank you, Archangel Metatron. Archangel Metatron is leading forward individuals who are ready to follow his path. At the same time, he is overseeing the ascension of the entire universe. This card connects you with the illuminated Archangel Metatron as well as his powerful ascended dragons. You are on your ascension path, and golden orange dragons are pouring high frequency light into your aura to attract the attention of the masters, angels, and unicorns who are guiding you. Beautiful, beautiful. So we've got one more dragon that wants to assist us. Let me pull that one here. So this one is the black dragon. Beautiful. So this one cocoons you so that your divine potential grows. So you are protected in your process of awakening, your process of metamorphosis. Many have already went through their butterfly transformation or butterfly metamorphosis. Many are now experiencing a dragonfly metamorphosis, which is basically a higher, a more fine-tuned change, but it's part of the ascension process as well. You can also look that up. So meditate, reflect, undergo a metamorphosis. Fifth dimensional black dragons are powerful. They only come to us when we are ready to nurture a new idea or concept that will enable our divine potential to grow. Black is the ultimate divine feminine color, the shade of mystery and magic, of secrets and hidden hopes. When we are prepared to surrender to the black dragons, they will cocoon us in silky black energy as we rest within this safe, dark place. They will enable the new to develop within us. Eventually, we will emerge like a butterfly, having undergone a profound metamorphosis. Choosing this card suggests it is time to rest, for it is during such moments of relaxation that divine projects, creative ideas, or a new way of thinking are conceived. In times of peace and stillness, fresh seeds and ideas can grow. The mighty black dragons wish to create a dark cocoon for you now so that the new can germinate and sprout. So basically, healing is a process of relaxation. Many of us on the earth don't really get that. Relaxation is healthy. Resting your mind. This is why you meditate. But it's kind of like we're trained, if you're resting, if you're relaxing, if you're not doing something, if you're not active, you're not doing anything. But your energetic work is so much more important. So much more important. So let's go to the Toltec Oracle. So with the Toltec Oracle, I am doing the cross of the Quetzalcoatl. Cross of the Quetzalcoatl. And so the first card, let's see here. The first card, this is in the body quadrant. So this reading actually breaks it off into 5 different quadrants. You have the body, the mind, the emotions, the spirit, and the heart. And the heart, the 5th one, is basically what governs it all. As you are ascending, it is a process of activating your heart. Activating your heart. Many on the 3rd dimension are so engrossed in the mind, the mental, the ego. Many of the dark ones use intellect, deceit, manipulation, clever words. So that is why as you move into your heart space, you develop such a greater deal of discernment, because words can be quite empty. Meanings and labels, I wouldn't put me personally, I don't put too much stock in words. How does it feel? How does it make you feel? What is the purpose? What is the intention behind what's being said? How do you feel in your heart? What guidance are you receiving from source? That's going to help you develop a greater discernment and also be able to tell when someone's manipulating you or trying to deceive you. So basically, this is the rain card. These are definitely different, as this is Toltec. Many of these images are like on inside of cave walls, things like that. So the general meaning, this is the rain card. So this is the body card. So rain overall usually means purification. It's a purification, a purging. It's another reason why many of us have been experiencing rain lately. I know there's some places that are experiencing fire. But a lot of us, like, you can really tell the difference if you pay attention to the clouds. I'm starting to tell Well, I've been telling the difference for a couple months now, but you can really tell in sorry about that. Okay, I was getting a call, sorry. But a difference in the clouds and things like that. So the broader meaning of Kaya Whittle is the action of nurturing or fertilizing something that will bear fruit for a future harvest. So that's another reason for the purging and the clearing out. You're going to start being able to, for one, hold more energy, receive more information, more wisdom, more knowledge, more light. So you have to do some clearing in order to do that. This card tells you that your dream is getting closer, but the seeds of your dream need your nurturing actions to achieve their destiny. So when this is drawn in the body quadrant or the material world, rain in the body quadrant may be a sign of pregnancy, improvement,